Good. So let's start onto our knees. Good. Feet flat onto the mat. Let's settle into our breath. Notice how you're feeling as you're showing up here on the mat. Good or bad. There's no judgment. Just simply become aware. Aware of the breath. Aware of the sensation of the mat underneath your knees and your feet and your shins. Aware of the sensation and space between your hands and your legs as they rest there. And lastly, aware of the breath as it fills up the belly with your inhale. And very naturally and gently draws your belly back towards your spine with your exhale. Okay, keep the eyes closed. Let's inhale our hands in front of heart center. We're going to repeat the mantra Om just one time here together. So let's take a big inhale. Om. Good. Very gently open your eyes. Keep your hands where they are, and let's take the left elbow and bring it towards the right edge of our mat as we twist here. Good. Head can be floating or onto the mat, whatever feels good. Gently push into your hands so you have a little more space and can twist a little deeper. For these first few practices, it doesn't matter if your eyes are closed or open. Just follow your intuition and what feels good. Good. To release, push into your hands, push into your elbow, come back up through center, and let's switch sides. Take that right elbow across the body, bring it towards the left edge of your mat. Good. Find a little pressure and twist into the spine. Use these few first prep postures to set an intention for your practice. Good. Let's come on up to release. You can release your hands. Place them on the mat in front of you. Tuck your toes underneath and then sit back onto them. Okay, make sure all toes are flipped under. Hands rest onto your legs. Relax your shoulders. Let's take a few breaths here together. Just watch where the mind is going. See if you can just follow the breath. Good. Let's gently rock forward. Place your hands down onto the mat. Roll your feet flat down onto the mat. Straighten the legs and fold forward. Walk your hands back. Beautiful. Let's roll up through the spine. Take your time. Allow your head to come up last. Allow this to feel really good. Eventually roll your shoulders down your back, open through the chest. Beautiful. If you're not at the top of your mat, come up to the top of your mat. Inhale, let's reach our arms up towards the sky, palms touch. First lengthen through the center, and then when you're steady, come up and over to the right. Let's ground down first through the left foot, and then equally through the right as you extend and lift. Good. Inhale back up through center. Come up and over to the left. Find both feet. Good. Inhale out through center, lengthen, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, gaze up long through the spine. Plant your hands, jump or step back into high plank. Let's lower. Chaturanga Dandasana, elbows by your side. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Right away, we're coming into Virabhadrasana A. So inhale, step your right foot in between your hands. You're going to spin, drop your back heel. Let's rise up with your arms. Nice, strong, steady, palms touch. If it's too tight in the shoulders, just bring a little space between your palms, but ensure that you're sinking nice and deep into that front knee. Beautiful. With your next exhale, return your hands back down to the mat. Spin your back heel up and step back, downward facing dog. Good, and let's switch sides. Inhale, step your left foot forward. Drop your back heel. Let's rise up. So pull lots of energy into your practice today. Use your breath, use your mind to start to create this kind of this creativity around our practice, right? Good. Exhale, hands come down. Let's step back into high plank. Lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Land into your hands, land into the feet. Become really steady here. 5 breaths. And work on balancing the feet and the hands. So first inside edge and then outer edge. Beautiful. Let's bring our gaze forward. Jump or step to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, let's rise all the way up. Strong and steady. And Samastitihi, arms by your side. Beautiful. Again, inhale, rise up with your arms. Let's come up and over to the right. Inhale, center. Up and over to the left. Inhale, center. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, gaze up. Plant your hands, jump or step back, high plank. Let's lower. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And inhale, step your right foot in between your hands. You're going to spin and drop your back heel. We're just rising up here into Warrior One for 1 breath. So let's take a big inhale. And with your exhale, hands come down and step back into downward facing dog. Good. Switch sides. Inhale, left foot forward. Drop your back heel. Rise up. 1 big inhale. Exhale, release. Come back, flow through your vinyasa, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Good. So we can already start to feel a shift. We have a really good pace, a really good rhythm, and our intention is really ingrained into the body and the breath at this point. Yeah, let's bring our gaze forward. Jump or step your feet towards your hands. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come on up. And Samasthiti. Beautiful. We're going to flow through one more. Inhale, rise up with your arms. Exhale over to the right, Chandrasana. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, gaze up. Plant your hands, jumper, step back, high plank. Let's lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot in between your hands. Spin and drop your back heel. Let's rise up. Warrior one. Just one inhale here. Exhale, hands down. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward. Drop your back heel. With your inhale, we rise. And exhale, come on down and flow through your vinyasa. Make sure the breath is steady. And so we're learning to find this comfort in the body, right? To become really present and settled here. Good. Let's bring our gaze forward. Jump or step your feet forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And Samasthiti. Beautiful. Let's take a big step back with our right foot. Let's face the long edge of our mat. Turn your toes out wide. Good. Hands onto the hips. Let's start to push our pelvis forward. Lengthen the chest up towards the sky. And exhale, fold forward. Good. Let's walk both hands catching onto your left ankle, if possible, or your shin. So both hands over that direction, and then fold nice and deep towards your left leg. See if you can push into the feet, even out the weight, and relax your toes. Good. Let's release your hands, walk them over towards your right ankle. Catch on, fold in. So there's always a bit of a deeper level we can start to access, right? We like to play it safe because we're never sure how long we're going to hold a posture for. So see if you can kind of push the edge a little bit today. Push yourself. Good. Walk your hands back through center. Take your hands back behind you, interlace, and fold forward. Watch how with every breath, the neck and the spine gently start to unwind, especially if the weight is even in the feet, right? And it feels the support with the rest of the body. Beautiful. Find your feet. Inhale, rise up. Good. Your hands are still interlaced. Reach your chest up towards the sky. Pull your hands away from your shoulders. Good. Let's release. Come to stand at the top of your mat into Samasthiti. Good. Let's flow through Vinyasa. Inhale, rise up with your arms. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, gaze up. Add your hands, jump or step back, high plank. Lower, Chaturanga Danasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Let's bring our gaze forward. Jump or step your feet towards your hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And Samastitihi. Good. Just gaze down at your feet. Let's bring them hip distance apart. Start with hands onto your hips. Good. Let's shift all the way into the right leg. Tip your left leg back behind you. Torso comes down parallel with the mat. Flying posture. Now your hands can either stay here or they're by your side, palms facing down. So we're creating this beautiful long line. Good. Push down into your foot, your standing leg. That's it. Now reach crown of head to tip of your left toes. Good. Now from here, you're going to extend your arms straight out in front of you, palms face down. One more breath. Good. With your next inhale, we rise up. Keep your arms where they are. Palms face forward, land into your feet, reach. And then release your arms by your side into Samastitihi. Good. Hands onto your hips. Let's glide into the left side. Right leg extends back behind us. Your right toes are pointed. And your right hip keeps rolling down towards the mat. Now, if you did so on the other side, extend your fingertips back behind you, palms face down. If you're having a hard time balancing, engage through your core and really root down to that left leg. That's it. Beautiful. Good. For the last 3 breaths, arms extend out in front of you, palms face down. Good. Inhale, we rise. Palms keep forward, lengthen out of the body. And then release your hands by your side into Samastitihi. Beautiful. Just step back slightly so you're at the center of your mat. Keep your feet hip distance apart. We're going to move into our half moon series. So inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. And exhale, fold forward. Have your blocks handy if you need them for half moon and twisted moon. So let's start on the right. Walk your right fingertips way out in front of you. Shift all the weight into the right side of the body. Left leg lifts and left hand onto your hip or up towards the sky. Good. And see if you can find this beautiful long line from right fingertips to left fingertips. And this extension from left toes out through the crown of your head. Good. Left hand comes down. Roll your left hip down, but keep the left leg lifted. Right hand is going to come onto the sacrum or up towards the sky for your twist. Good. So you have the strength for this posture now. We've been working it for a couple months. Find your breath, find your extension. Good. Right hand comes down, left foot comes down. Walk your hands back. Take a few breaths here just to reset. Beautiful. And then let's switch to the left side. Walk your left fingertips way out in front of you. Good. Shift all the way to the left side of the body. Right leg comes up, right hand. Good. And then find your reach, find your balance. Don't move the tension into the jaw and the forehead. Don't create more drama around the posture than there needs to be. Just simply do the work. Show up and do the work. Good. Right hand comes down. Roll your right hip to face the mat. Land your left hand onto your sacrum or up towards the sky. Beautiful. Good. Top arm comes down. Drop your right foot. Walk your hands back. You can bend your knees to start. Take your forearms behind your calves. Grab onto your ankles. Bow inwards. If the space is there, you can slowly start to straighten the legs and take a really nice deep forward fold here. Beautiful. Let's gently release the arms. Roll up through the spine, back up to standing. Landing into Samasthiti. Take a step back towards the top of your mat for a vinyasa. Inhale, rise up with your arms. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, gaze up. Plant your hands, jump or step back, high plank. Let's lower. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, step your right foot in between your hands. Drop your back knee. And walk your right toes forward until your right leg is straight and your right toes come up towards the sky. Good. Now all of us can shift your right hip back slightly, left hip forward, and then walk your hands forward, coming into a nice deep forward fold over this right leg. That's it. So it's important to hold ourselves steady in the mind here as we transition the postures down towards the mat. As we slow down, we still need to keep the breath exciting and rhythmic so that the mind can land into something. Good. You're going to walk your hands back slightly. And we're going to continue to work this right leg forward into our splits. So if you have a block, you're going to place it underneath that right thigh if you're not quite on the mat. Walk your fingertips back and open through the chest. And then follow the intensity in the body and see what you can make of it. Instead of wanting to get out of the posture or tensing up the rest of the body, is there a way to soften? Beautiful. Let's slowly make our way out. If you can, slide that right leg all the way back through into downward facing dog. Good. And then let's switch sides. Inhale, step your left foot forward. Drop your back knee. Good. And walk your left foot forward to start. So just our first initial prep posture. Left toes up towards the sky. Balance your hips. So pull that left hip back, right hip forward. And then walk your hands forward. Good. Bring your gaze down towards the mat so you're not holding the tension in the shoulders or the neck. And then see what you can do here to surrender into the posture. Right? We need a little bit of structure and strength here in the muscles. And then We can let go of our need to control, and we can actually approach the posture with curiosity and see what's there. Good. Walk your hands back and set up for your full split. So continue to inch that left leg forward. Support the body where necessary and make sure you open through the chest, right? We're also teaching the body how to hold this energy or this aura of confidence, right? Showing up as our authentic self, getting rid of the layers and the years of trauma and emotional angst that we hold in the body. Good. And then let's start to release from posture. We'll meet into high plank. Guide your shoulders over your wrists, draw your belly button towards your spine. Before you lower, push into that upper back. Good. Now lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Now we're going to come into one arm balance. So just crow today. Let's walk our feet towards our hands. Good. Bring your knees into your armpits or the back of your arms. Spread your fingers nice and wide and find your balance point. So this is all about trust, right? Trusting in oneself. I know everyone on here has the strength to do the posture. It's just about aligning the body and then having that faith that you can do it. Good. 2 more breaths. And on your second exhale, jump or step back into high plank. And lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And let's just slow things down. Take 5 breaths here. Settle into the breath. Find your intention. Good. Now let's bring our gaze forward and we're going to jump all the way through onto our seat. And take your legs straight out in front of you. Beautiful. So I think everyone's knees are okay that is on today. Let's take your left foot and tuck it back behind you. Okay. If for some reason at any point this posture gets too much, just bring your left leg back to touch your right leg in front. Good. Now grab a hold of the back of your right knee and bring your right knee up toward the sky, foot flat onto the mat. Good. Now release your hands onto either side of your right foot. Beautiful. Now to get into the posture, you're going to have to lean back just slightly to lift your right foot up and then try to straighten that right leg as much as you can. Once you're in a good position, you want to rock back forward and push your foot into your hands. So again, this idea of trusting oneself that you can maintain and hold yourself up here. We're proud through the chest, shoulders are pulling down the back, and we settle into the breath. Good. To release, bend your knee. Gently place your right foot as close to the body as possible. Okay, so you might need to just adjust it and pull it in. Good, and then we're going to twist. Left arm wraps around your right knee, right fingertips back behind you. Or hook your left elbow to the outer edge of your right knee as you twist nice and deep. So we're staying tall. We're holding the structure of the body in that beautiful alignment as we wring out the body, right? You know, the organs, creating a ton of blood flow around the spine. So creating a ton of healing action here. Good. So let's bring our gaze back through center. You're going to straighten your right leg out in front of you and then fold straight forward. So last posture here. Take your time to kind of wiggle the hips out a little bit, find your space, and then fold in. Good. And let's gently release. Stay up nice and tall. Swing your back foot around, and we'll switch sides. So take this right leg, tuck it back behind you. Good. Grab a hold underneath your left knee. Bring it up towards the sky. Draw it in towards the body, and then catch onto your left foot. So same idea here. Lean back so you can find the lift in the left leg, and then start to rock yourself forward. Good. So how do we want to hold ourselves? How do we want to show up in this life? Keep asking these same questions, right? Good reminders to hold our focus. This idea of bravery has been a really common theme in the last couple months, right? Showing up in this true, authentic self takes a lot of bravery, takes a lot of confidence. So we teach ourselves here on the mat how to hold ourselves there, creating the space and the strength to do so. Good. Let's bend the knee. Place the foot as close to the body as possible. And then let's twist. Left arm back behind you, right arm to your left knee. Nice deep breaths here. Good. Let's bring our gaze back through center. Extend your left leg out in front of you, and then let's walk our torso forward. Very good. Sit up nice and tall. Extend and straighten that right leg out in front of you. Good. Let's take our last half vinyasa. Cross your ankles. Draw them in towards the body. Rock forward. Jump or step back into high plank. And lower. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing duck. Exhale, downward facing duck. Good. Let's drop down onto our hands and knees, and we'll set up for our headstand practice. So full headstand or prep posture. Okay. So glide yourself forward. Use the necessary support if you need a wall, anything like that. But let's shift into the posture as quickly as we can. So we can be here for about 10 deep breaths. With your next exhale, let's release. Come all the way down. Drop your knees down onto the mat and shift yourself back into child's posture. So today, let's keep our knees nice and close together. Arms can be out in front of you or by your sides, and push into your third eye. So right into your forehead or the space in between your eyebrows. Take a couple breaths here. Good. Walk your hands back towards your body. Sit up nice and tall. Let's swing our feet off to the side and come to lay flat onto the back. Good. So one quick back bend today. We're just going to hold it for a little longer than we normally do. So let's take our legs up towards the sky. Feet flat onto the mat. Good. And then again, without hesitation or thinking about it too much, let's glide ourselves into our back bend. So your fullest expression. Good. And then we'll meet here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Tuck your chin. Lie flat onto your back. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around them. Maybe rock from side to side. Good. Let's release the arms and we'll come into Halasana. So take your toes straight towards the sky and then back behind you, hands onto lower back. Good. Reach your toes towards the mat behind you. See if you can really breathe through the deep unwinding that is happening here. This posture is quite intense, especially for the way we hold our bodies in the cars, at desks. So take a few deep breaths here. Just settle back in. Good. And then with your next exhale, you're going to gently make your way down into Shavasana. Good. So find that perfect resting position for you to settle into. Just allowing everything to settle. The breath is soft. The body's relaxed. And we're letting go of the hold on the mind. Let's bring full deep breaths back into the body. When you're ready, there's no rush. You bring your knees in towards your chest, eventually rolling onto your side, taking a few breaths, and then finding your comfortable seat. Good. So we're going to kind of incorporate that mantra, the mantra work that we've been doing, and a little bit of breath work. Okay, it'll kind of all incorporate together into our breath work, meditation, and mantra. So let's bring our palms up towards the sky. You're going to connect your thumb to your first finger. Okay, and I believe all of you have done this with me before, but let's do a quick review. The mantra is sa, ta, na, ma. Okay, and you're rotating your fingers, so you're pressing into your first one for sa, and then you switch to your second finger, ta, your third, na, and then your pinky for ma. Okay, and then you go and you start back at the beginning. Okay, so if you're in a space where you feel comfortable, repeat the mantra out loud with me. Okay, if not, you can do it silently in your mind. We're just here for about a minute or so. Okay, so let's just take a cleansing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Good, and let's begin. Sa, ta, na, ma. 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 Let's do one more round. Sa, ta, na, ma. Relax the fingers. Take a big breath in through the nose. Hold your breath at the peak. Drop your chin to your chest. Gently pull up on your pelvic floor and hold your breath as long as possible before you exhale and relax. And once you've exhaled, you just soften back into your natural breath. Allow the vibration to spread throughout the body. Good. Let's keep the eyes closed, but inhale your hands in front of heart center. And we are going to repeat the mantra Om one time together to close out our practice. Let's take an inhale. Om. Thank you very much for your practice. Namaste.